Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to you from Halifax in Canada and the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2015. Halifax, the capital of Nova Scotia, is the world's largest, second world natural harbour. Much of life here revolves around the sea, but many folk are heading to the Scotiabank Arena, the old town clock, keeping time since 1803. This is where our round-robin action continues. A beautiful sunny morning here in Halifax. We're all set for some great action, and our featured matchup in this men's draw 6 is China against Japan. China 1 win, 2 losses. Japan on 2-1. Intriguing battle between these two. I'm Alison Walker, and I'm joined by Luke Coley here in the commentary position to bring you live coverage of this whole game. Teams are welcomed into the arena. Team China and then Team Japan. They've been performing pretty well so far this week. Important game for both of these two teams. Here are the lineups. We have Wang Chunbo, the lead. At second, Ba Duxin. Third player, Zhao Dujia. And their skip, Zhang Jialiang. For Japan, their lead, Kazuki Morozumi. Their second player, Tetsuro Shimizu. At third, it's Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi. And the Japanese skip, Yuzuki Morozumi. Standings so far, Canada leading the way, 100% record so far, but a load of teams there on 2-1, including Japan. And China just behind that, just the 1 win, 2 losses. And Scotland holding up the table at the moment, yet to win. So elsewhere this morning, we have the Czech Republic against Canada. On sheet B, it's USA against Finland. Our game on sheet C, and on sheet D, it's Norway versus Scotland.
And of all those games, you see Scotland at 0-3. Little surprise, Norway coming in at 2-1. A Norway win there, and that would put Thomas Ulsrud most all-time wins by a skip at a World Championship. He can knock off a friend and competitor in Ewan McDonald.
Yep, a lot to play for the Scots, certainly.
That would be win number 73. Is he right now tied with Andy Kapp of Germany. Thomas Ulsrud also, he's the defending champ, so he's trying to prove something as well on that side. Go back-to-back for that Norwegian team. Well, it's always an important game. You get the two teams from the Pacific Asian region. They qualified through the Pacific Asia Curling Championships to get to the World, and that's how they qualify to get here. They were in the final. It was China winning that. Japan and Yusuke Morozumi has never won that Pacific Asia Championship. He's not looking at that right now. He's looking to try and get into the playoffs, losing a tiebreaker last year. Talking about it earlier, team that definitely has playoff aspirations this week in Halifax.
Yep, that was some performance from the Japanese team in Beijing. Last year surprised quite a few people, but the team's been together a little while now. And they're getting that experience that's necessary at this level to do well. There he is, the Japanese skip. And always good to watch these two teams. Here's the colours for you. China with the red stones, Japan the yellow stones.
The magic words, and we begin.
Yep, we're all set. It's Kazuki Morozumi, the lead for Japan, that gets us underway, the 26-year-old from Nagano in Japan. He's a very good baseball player as well, which is obviously a big sport in Japan too.
Well, they start high centerline guard, see how China goes after it, what they do. It's in a little off center, not really the ideal spot for that first stone. And we'll see corner guard go up and China try and get play to the wings here early on in this game.
And this is the young Chinese lead, just 19, Wang Qingbo. But looks as if he's been around forever. He's been very composed so far this week, Luke, hasn't he?
Yeah, this Chinese team is a different lineup than we've seen. They all have some experience at the international level, but it's a little different for them now with rookie Skip. Of course, Zhang Jieliang playing at previous Worlds and Olympics in different positions at the lead primarily. Now he is in the house calling the game and throwing those all-important final stones. So the come around goes into the top part of the rings. And tough with the long guard, you do not want to be too deep because then you can, the amount of swing we're seeing on the ice, they're able to get around it and get to it.
Wang Jingbo's second stone for China. Played in the Youth Olympics in Innsbruck in 2012. Now we have the second for Japan, Tetsuro Shimizu, 27-year-old. Also from Nagano. Known as Tetsu.
Well, good weight control, not overthrowing it. Just bringing that quiet weight down so they can cross the face, not jam on their own, and makes the nose hit a lie 2.
Badushin, second for China. 9 years curling. Established member of this team. Lives in Harbin in China. They're working hard at this one.
Well, an early miss from Badushin. Important for this Chinese team for him to play well. He played very well last night in their first win. They knocked off Italy, but struggled in their other 2 games. 71 and 69% in their first 2. 94% last night in their win over Italy. So really a key matchup to watch is that second position.
You know, you wonder why that jump in terms of his play. But anyway, there's the rules of play for you. 6 ends minimum. There's the thinking time, 38 minutes. And the timeout as well. Maybe someone just gave him a good chat. That can make the difference.
Just time, maybe take a step back, refocus, get some of those nerves. He's been to the Worlds, he's experienced, but you get in a different spot, getting comfortable to the ice, how you release the stone makes all the difference. And last night showed it. They also got up early in that game, which allowed them to play some hits, maybe some straight peels as opposed to more difficult shots.
Maybe that just relaxed them a little bit and allowed them to enjoy it. And you always play better when you're enjoying yourself. So here's his second stone.
Well, trying to get one of those, and very nice, able to pick that back stone out. Still leaves the center line guard just off that center line.
Nice shot. Tsuyushi Yamaguchi, the oldest member of the team at 30. 22 years curling though.
Realizing they don't quite have the setup on the center line the way they wanted to try and set up a steal, know that they play that hit, they can set up a possible force of China with the hammer and force them to try and take one.
Zhao Duja, third for China. 31 years old. From Harbin in China, the hotbed of curling action.
So in between of which guard they wanted to roll behind. They go in between, leaving the hole open. So Yamaguchi first has to navigate this hole. They get through to lie 2.
Zhao Duja heading that way too. Safely through, only just nibbling on the outside there. So Japanese skipper's had a quick look, heading back up as we get going with the skip stones.
We see the amount of a swing that is in play. That red stone belonging to China is a biter.
So here is the Japanese skip, Yuzuki Morozumi, 30 years old, from Nagano. He's got 2 daughters. I don't think he sees a huge amount of them because they've been practicing and playing an awful lot in the last few months together. Brother of Kazuki.
The problem is where it went. Now it goes a little deep. China could use it as some backing behind that guard. Could even make a hit and roll over to the side one. A difficult shot to try and roll to the corner of that other yellow stone.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what that one achieved for Japan there. So let's see what the Chinese skip, Zhang Zhiliang, has in store here.
Well, Zhang himself last night playing 92%, along with his second in the 90s,
Yep,
able to get that win.
Nicely through there.
Interesting playing the out turn through the hole. I think they were trying to roll to the side. They were on it most of the way and get by with a little bit of room. They're hoping to play it a little bit tighter to that other red stone you just see, to roll to the right hand. Get protected that way.
Zhang, part of that Chinese team that was 4th at the 2014 Olympic Winter Games. In Sochi. And Mizuki taking a different line.
Well, very nice. Morozumi able to get a little roll away from their other stone. No double on those.
Yep, good separation in terms of those yellow stone if you're Japanese. Zhang just making sure everything's clear, the pathway is clear, nothing on the ice. So this is the last stone of this first end. Zhang Zhiliang.
Well, always a good sign, just a clean.
Clean hit and stick for one. And a decent enough start. Get that first end out the way, settle down, both teams. China in the lead after one. China 1, Japan 0. Team Japan there, enjoying the atmosphere in the Scotiabank Centre. Impressive arena for this Men's World Championship. And 1 or 2 schools, I think, in this morning, getting a morning off, cheering on Canada.
getting a chance to try and learn the game a little bit, experience live curling and what the world's best have to offer.
So China's got us back underway in the second end.
I don't know, it seemed like a pretty good morning for me if I got to go to school and end up at a curling game.
Yeah. I was always grateful any morning away from school, no matter what I was doing. But this is a bonus for them, I'm sure. Curling very big in this part of Canada, as it is in all Canada.
Well-placed first stone from Wang Chenbo. Put it tight to the rings on the center line. Now forcing his counterpart, Kosuke Morizumi, draw down to it, or around it, pardon me.
He's going to catch this one, though. Meantime, let's catch up on Sheet D. Still very early stages in the games. Norway against Scotland. Ewan McDonald with the last stone. Hasn't been going well for Scotland so far. They need to start winning. This one looks okay. Hits and sticks. For one for the Scots.
There was a little nibbler in the back for Norway that allowed them to force that hit by Ewan McDonald and not play the blank and keep the hammer into the second end.
They tried hard to get it past their own guard there, but just caught it. Suki Morizumu works for a road material company in Nagano.
So most of the play so far has been right around the center, forcing play to the heart of the rings. So we see the hit, but it'll roll to the side. They're hoping to get below the center, just trading hits back and forth to try and get under that center line guard.
Let's see if Japan can manage this one. The hit and the roll.
That rollout may seem a little inconsequential, just rolling to that spot, but it opens for the free draw for China to get around that center line guard, go into the rings, get it in a good steal position, put the pressure on Japan with the hammer. Even if they come and touch the guard, they could split and get two into the house.
Is this one looking a little heavy?
Well, a little missed opportunity going to that spot.
Meantime, on Sheet A, we have the Czech Republic against the host nation Canada. First end. Gigi Schnittel with the last stone for the Czech Republic.
Pat Simmons made a freeze on his last, able to put it in a position that's on top of that one, take away any chance at a deuce. Sneedle, draw, follow that same path.
No
and
problem
nicely
there.
done.
So Czech Republic go one up on Canada after the first end. Back in our feature game, China against Japan, as you can see. 1-0 to Japan. We're in the second end.
Okay, come on! Hard! Come on! Hard! Come on!
Here's a good shot of just how hard the supers work. Trying to get that stone where they want it to be, but catches their own guard.
Sorry.
Weight was pretty good, but they were on it most of the way. I was able to get a time from hog to hog, and it was 15 seconds. So a very quick ice surface. And teams will use that time as an indication, see how quick it is and what they need to throw on their next delivery.
See the green light going on the handle there, which says that stone is okay. It was delivered before the hog line.
Maybe a little roll to the inside would have been preferred. Now, Chinese side, play this quiet weight, get a roll, use the center line stone, which started this end.
It's played a big part in this end, that red center stone. Let's see how he gets on this time. Didn't roll much.
No, didn't get much, and a nose hit on this now is a fourth shot, but tough to leave in that position.
There's the Chinese coach.
Li Hongchen. Keeping up to date with things back home as well as anything going on the ice from the players' bench, or I should say coach's bench up behind. Well, very nice, just a little inside. And by inside, just underneath of that guard a little bit. A hit is difficult. That forces China to go out and around.
There's the Japanese bench, and their coach, Hatomi Nagaoka. In the middle there, with the glasses on. She's had a hole-in-one. This must be a pretty good golfer as well.
A hole-in-one. Has she been a part of an 8-ender before? Because that is the curling equivalent of a hole-in-one. Arguably more difficult to do.
She won a silver medal at the World Senior Championships, and she's been coaching these guys a long time. Again, these sweepers earning their crust this morning. Is it going to get to where they want it to be? Just up and
great
nestling
judge
beside that other yellow.
Great judge. Don't bounce off, because if you're heavy and you chip, roll away, leaves a hit possibly to lie 3 for Japan. You may think right away after that one came down, just follow it down, play the freeze, but you may be forced to 1 if that's the case. Here, play this angle run. You could lie 3 and really put the pressure on. They sense an opportunity.
Clearly worth the risk at this stage of the game.
If you peel it open, you still have an opportunity to play either an in-turn or an out-turn left. China can't take away both, so
Yuzuki Morozumi, the skip for Japan.
Well, get one right in. Wow, fabulous shot. Pick those out.
Yeah, and he must be really chuffed with that. He's not showing too much emotion, but he must be very pleased with the way that turned out. Very well judged. Here it is again.
Loves to throw the big weight and accurately able to pick that red off the top. Their yellow does not move. Using the body language to try and get that one to go out.
So Japan line 2 here in the second end. Zhang Xiaoliang with his final stone for China. He's trying to make it as difficult for Japan as possible with their final stone. There's the clock on your right for the hog to hog. Stopping at 13.8.
Need to get past their front one and won't. That was his out. I was a little surprised they changed turns from what he played on his first. And now on his second, he racks on the front and an open hit here for Japan to score 3.
Yep, that's what a mistake like that can lead to. You certainly fancy Yuzuki Morozumi to claim those 3 points. So last stone of this second end.
Well, nose hit, and Japan will love this. Great way to start the game. They get a force, and then 3.
Good stuff from Morozumi. Delighted with the way that end went after 2 ends. It's now China 1, Japan 3. You're watching live coverage from the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2015. We're at the Scotiabank Centre, Halifax, Nova Scotia and Canada. And our featured game, as you can see, is China against Japan. We're into the third end now. After Japan took the lead in the second, a very well executed end from their point of view, look.
Yeah, and a very smart call on Morizumi's first to play the run back. The angles lined up where he could make that play, get rid of two of his opponent's stones. Even if he missed it, he was going to leave himself the 4 foot both ways with options to score a single point. Gets the mistake, puts the pressure on Japan, or on China, pardon me, and he gets 3 out of it.
It's a good number to have on the scoreboard, but still a long, long way to go. Wang Qinbo, the lead player for China.
So first stone into the house. They'll look to guard it up. Got the corner guard as well. These two very familiar with one another. They played in the Pacific Asia Curling Championship final. They both knew they were coming to Halifax, but China with the victory 7-5, defeating Japan. So
Close game though.
I think Japan's got redemption on their mind as well as playoffs.
Everybody likes to beat their close neighbor, don't they? In world terms.
So center line guard out now. China trying to use the corner, trying to battle back. Lots of game to play. We've seen lots of multiple scores in the event, even especially with teams trailing. They'll get the corner guard removed. Well, after the peel of the corner guard, trying to hit and roll off of this center line that is tight to the house, but will just roll off. So,
yeah, not quite
Dushin.
what was wanted. A little shake of the head from Ba Dushin. Hit and rolls over. Is it going to make it far enough?
Pretty simple strategy there for Japan with the score of 3. Keep things open, and they get the open hit after the miss by China to lie 2.
And I think they're looking a little more comfortable in this game than China at the moment. Big lift from that second end. And that's nicely done. Let's check on sheet B, the United States against Finland in the second end. They blanked the first.
Surprise, surprise, the U.S., a lot of stones in play. They've had probably the most of any team. Lots of big ends, and Finland here with the hammer.
Kausti.
Well, looking to get through the hole. Hit, stick, and rolls too far.
I think
Just
it's only
a
one.
single.
Yep. Be disappointed with that. Back to our featured game. China against Japan. 3-1 to the Japanese team. Zhao Duja for China.
Well, China, one of 4 teams that are in the midst of a 3-game stretch where they're playing back to back to back. They played yesterday afternoon, yesterday evening, and now this morning. They'll have the afternoon off, but coming off their first win, you thought that might be a little lift, whereas Japan coming in evening off after their first loss.
Yep, it just shows you can interpret anything you want.
But that night off might have been a good thing for Japan. They lose their first game, they're able to have a night off, forget about it,
Yep.
regroup, come back this morning, and have played sharp early on.
Yep, they've certainly been a bit more on the ball.
Well, a little miscue there, not getting where they wanted to.
Over to sheet A again. Let's check on the Czechs against the Canadians in the second end.
Pat Simmons got a force in the first, set up quite nicely. He has a chance here. Nose hit, and he can score 3, catch the right angle, could get a chance at 4.
Could this be a big number for Canada, I wonder, in this second end? Here it comes.
Well, Pat Simmons, Team Canada skip, the only undefeated. Catch it, run it over, and we'll score 4 that way.
Whoa, what a response from Canada. 4-1 up after 2. Rather more sedately.
Well, Japan with the mistake on the guard, not getting in the position they wanted, allows China to play the out-turn come-around. So electing, rather than trying to follow it down, getting in that hit mentality with the 3-1 lead. Yusuke Morizumi will play his own, try and move it back, promote it onto that red stone, back side of the forefoot.
So skips stones in this third end.
Well, get by, make the run, and they will over curl. I didn't think you would be able to get past that and miss it that way.
Sweeping, got it past that yellow guard there.
Almost could have got away with letting off a little bit and getting a little redirect, or at least killing that guard. So they do over curl and miss that one.
So straight. Yep, a little bit out of breath there. That was a hard sweep. The Japanese boys.
Yamaguchi and Morizumi attempting to get that one there. Now there's a little bit of an overlap. that run back more difficult for Japan to play. Zhang Jialiang able to bring another one in behind. Just biting the forefoot be ideal in this position. Go too deep, you leave a cluster of stones that they can run it at.
That intense concentration from Zhang Jialiang. Nice controlled weight from the Chinese skip.
And just half into the top of the forefoot, well placed.
Perfectly judged. We'll take a look at the Norway-Scotland game meantime on sheet D, second end. Scots 1-0 up, and this is Thomas Olsrud. And it looks like it could be a big score here if it works for Norway.
Well, again, Norway with the win. It would be Olsrud's 73rd career victory.
Whoa, look
as a
at all
skip.
those reds. My goodness, how many is that?
That would be 6. Needing 2 hands to count that many. And not the first 6 we have seen this week. Italy scoring 6 to beat Sweden yesterday.
Big number for Norway.
It's the
Crushing
most
blow for Scotland.
highest scoring end at a world championship is 6. No one's ever scored any more, as we see Morozumi play the run back, peel 1 out. Open draw now to tie things up for China.
Yep. 1 Chinese counter. The red one, as you can see. And they have final stone. Not too unhappy with the way things are going, though. Looking quite relaxed. These two. So we have the last stone of this third end from Zhang Jialiang. Looking for his deuce.
Well, just need to put this in the rings and able to get that.
Yep, no problem there for China. They get their deuce to level things up with Japan. Little to choose between these sides so far. After 3, it's China 3, Japan 3. So Wang Jingbo gets us underway in this fourth end of our featured game in this men's draw 6. China against Japan. We're 3-3. After a 2 for China in the previous end. Suzuki Morizumu. Back over to sheet A. Let's see what's happening there. Czech Republic against Canada in the third end. Gigi Schnitto.
On Simmons.
Against 4 here.
Pressure on the entire end. Playing that defensive mindset. They have a 3-point lead. Schnitto has a quiet hit here. Tap this one through. Get there one.
Pressure shot here for Schnitto.
Well, and will hit, roll over to the side and through. Put 3 more up for Canada.
He's furious with himself there. What a blow for the Czech Republic. Great news for Canada, though.
Interesting. It looked like it was going to be a perfect shot. Just a little quiet hit, little roll, and just slides all the way through.
That's why you can hear all the horns and the bells and the whistles. Canadian fans enjoying that one.
Well, we're early on in draw 6. There's a 7-1 game out there, a 6-1 game, and our game 3-3. So lots of points.
Oh,
just a little touch.
They worked so hard there. As you could see, just clipped that guard, that center guard.
Well, still able to be in a position. They can make a little short raise on it. They will try to get to the inside.
There's Ba Duxin and his accuracy in the tournament as a whole, 78%. The Chinese second. So he has gone down in terms of his percentages. Had a great game last night. But this looks a pretty good effort. Just taps off it.
Yeah, interesting to see where the angles are. If may want to just change them up a little bit. May quiet hit, move them around.
Tetsuro Shimizu, he's 88%, the Japanese second.
Very nice, just changes the angles ever so slightly. Gets it, they were locked together, just unlocks them. Saw that 88%, that's second among the second positions for Shimizu.
Ba Duxin, see a close look at the release. Just before the hog line, you see the green light going on.
A big sweep, get it by the front, and we'll just touch it.
That guard is proving a difficult obstacle for everyone in this game.
They knew they had to go on this one. Good look at the heads down, and there's the brooms right in front.
couldn't do enough.
The way the angles are, see if they can hit this on the broom side. Could be close to getting all three of these reds moving. But playing a little bit quieter, wanting to make sure they ensure they hold the shooter on it. And right through the hole. Still, that shot stone, China top of the button.
Squeezes through there. Zhao Dujia for China. Third player, he's 79% in the tournament so far.
Both thirds tied for third among the standings, at that 79%. Well, just a nice little chip, just realizing they didn't have to remove things, they just changed the angles a bit.
Just getting into the mix there. Trying to make things difficult for Japan.
Never want to get into a situation where you're facing very few of your stones and a lot of your opponent stones in the house.
Also 79%, Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi.
Here's the weight, go yellow, red, red. Push that one out. And we'll set shot stone for Japan. That's why it was important earlier to keep that yellow stone where it was. They do lose two of their own in the process, but keep a good angle.
Still well placed from a Japanese point of view. Let's head over to sheet D. And Norway with that 6 in the second end. Let's see what the Scotland response is in this third end. Last stone from Ewan McDonald.
And not the response that he wants. He's facing 2. He is drawing to take a single point. Has not been able to generate offense. Yesterday, they changed their lineup to mix things up. It looked like they might have made a comeback against Finland to win, lost in an extra. Here against Norway, still not looking good.
Yeah.
Down 4 without the hammer.
He does make that draw, but a long, long way back for Scotland in that game against Norway. But we're nicely poised in our featured game between China and Japan. Fourth end. How far is it going to roll over?
Well, able to get rid of it, roll in. Japan scored 3 with the hammer last time. They lie that many now. Well, hit and roll inside is Zhang Jieliang's looking for, trying to play big weight. Get the roll to the other one.
Whoa. Whoa. Hey. Whoa.
And roll right in behind to get shot. Stone, nicely done. Hit weight, rolls it in.
Just across on sheet B, we have the USA against Finland. They're in the fourth end now. Finland 1 up. And Schuster.
What was it, guys?
Well, John Schuster, his team at 1 and 2. Their win coming against Norway, a loss to Canada in their first game, and Switzerland last night. Drawing against multiple to get a single point. That one goes back button, so a single point, all square there.
90.
All square here too. In this fourth end. Mizuki Morozumi's first stone of this end, 74%.
A little bit lower than he would prefer. 7th among skips.
Though he's had a decent game here so far. Is it going to get past this?
They were playing that very tight to the front to get by everything. And they touched that front stone.
So that red Chinese stone right on the button there. So what's he thinking, Luke?
Their worry is of where they leave their stone if they play a hit on that. They don't want to nose it because then it's a double for 2. Would like to say second shot, but because of how close those are and where their stone on the button is, that's the problem. Can't really roll away because then you're not second shot. And a nose hit leaves a pretty natural double to score 2 for Japan.
So here he goes, he's 81% for the tournament. Just pretty good going.
Wow, and that right through the hole. Big sweep the whole way. They're just trying to make sure they didn't touch their own. They almost killed their own on the button. And a short little run back for the second 3 of the game for Team Japan.
Yep, could be a very costly mistake for China. Look how close it was to removing that other red.
That was the worry, and they dodge bullet, almost make a shot. Now Japan has to make the shot for 3. It would have been even easier.
So same line. This last stone for Japan.
Well, on it almost all the way. Short little raise, and there's the second triple.
Yep, nicely done. Nicely finished up. And you can see how frustrated Zhang Jieliang is there. He knows that was a costly mistake for Team China. And Japan took advantage. It's now China 3, Japan 6 after 4 ends.
这球你刮着自己的，你那球打不出去。对，但是我那球能往里藏，这个球应该能差不多能。行，这就过去了。完了还是。
So, 5th end of our featured game between China and Japan. 6-3, as you can see from the numbers there, to Japan. And they get us back underway. And I wonder how significant that 3 could be in the grand scheme of things.
And Allison, not just 1, but they've scored 2 on mistakes by China with last rock. So it was a wreck on a come around by Zhang in the 2nd end. Now in the 4th end, he misses the wide open hit after a mistake by Morizumi on his first, opening the door for that shot to score 3. You're not going to win very many games when you give up 1-3, let alone 2.
So they need a response here, the Chinese.
They don't have to get it all at once. Just try and get make sure you put every shot in the place that you're looking for. So the guard higher, out on the Canada logo in the ice, much further out in front of the rings than they wanted. You want that at least halfway. Tough to use because it's so easy to get around those with the amount of curl we're seeing on the ice.
Yeah, placement of these corner guards so crucial at this, even at this stage in the game. 6-3 there, you see, and this is what happened.
Final stone for Zhang Jieliang, I think, was trying to hit and roll and sort of bump theirs over a little bit, just change the angles. Hit that yellow one, misses it all together. Leaves a short little raise.
And 3 yellow counters to give them a 6-3 lead.
Well, Morizumi losing a tiebreaker last year to Sweden, and this year hoping to improve that, get into the playoff picture. Saw the tick of the guard on the first by Japan, rolling to the center line position. Second corner out in front. Japan's going to try and play a little defense now.
Well, 6-3 up. They can afford to do that. Want this one to come round as much as possible.
I think the thought process was by Japan, you might think, well, you're going to peel those guards where the yellows are situated and make it tough to peel them. And they're not in that good of a position for them to use. Well, hoping to try and get a little roll to the wing if they can use those guards. It'll be shot stone. Well, makes the hit, a little roll to the side.
Well, I wonder if the Czech Republic have managed to get themselves back into that game against Canada. Struggling 7-1 down, fourth end. Last stone, Gigi Snito.
Well, it's been a battle. They gave up the 4. They try and come back, and a tough hit and roll trying to stick ends up rolling out. And here.
How many are they facing here?
Trying to get this just to the rings, and not even close.
Is that 3 yellows there for Canada?
2 for sure, and taking a look at that third one, it is in the...
A nightmare scenario there for the Czech Republic.
I see the alternate for Canada getting ready for another entrance into a game. So Tom Sallows will move into the second position, and Carter Rycroft is going to take a breather again, just through just 4 ends of that game. Again, 6 ends a minimum, so wouldn't surprise me if that one just goes 6.
Yep, I think the Czech Republic will want that to be over as quickly as possible and move on to the next game.
Well, the Czech Republic will play Scotland next. Canada will have the afternoon off and play Russia this evening.
And Japan in control in this one, our feature game. 6-3 up in this 5th end.
Japan just continues to put the pressure on China. Just very impressed with the way this Japanese team is setting things up. They've capitalized on mistakes with the hammer. Small miscue in 3 to give up the deuce. Lie 2 at the moment.
Zhao Duja for China.
Well, playing it quiet to try and make that hit of shot stone. Rolls away his second shot in the side of the 12-foot. But again, using that corner guard, Japan has to be careful where they leave this, as you don't want to set up a double. You would rather this one actually, now that you look at it, to come back 4-foot with the out turn. So if you're just top 4-foot and open, there's a double possibility. very nice. They do go just behind. They know a freeze is a possibility. But if China makes that freeze, you come down to it. You really close in that scoring zone and make it tough to get the extra point.
So Japan certainly making life very hard for China in this game. Duja following a similar line.
Well, you see the thrower, Zhao Duja, knowing they need to get it there, right down to it, and there for shot stone.
Working hard, some heavy breathing there to get that into position. What do you think of that, Skip? He was saying.
Well, he knew this had to draw down with the first Japan's last third stones. Yamaguchi go back so they don't leave a double. They knew the freeze could be made, and you expect your opponent to make that, and it was. So now you have to make your shot and draw down to it, and make this anywhere close to nose freeze. It can be very difficult for China to score an extra point.
First of the skip stones.
Need this to curl. They don't want to sit on the corner of it. May have been able to get away with it. We'll find out shortly if they can unlock that back one, because it's a bit of a back guard protecting that shot stone.
While we await the next stone, let's go over to sheet D. Norway-Scotland game, 6-2. Thomas Olsrud, Norway with the final stone.
Well, Scotland knows they had to steal. They try and set it up and get one in behind. Partially available here for Thomas Olsrud, as they will tap that one through. Shooter unable to stick around though, so just a single point.
7-2 up though. Still a long way back for Scotland. Jian Liang. With his first stone. And they look quite happy, don't they? In a nice position in this game.
We'll have to be careful the angles they hit this on. First, got to get by the top one, tap it over. There's a bit of a, don't know if they can utilize that now. The one that's their friend is that Yellowstone, if they could try and promote it to have the option to try and get two. They'll get to the inside of that yellow one.
It was very, very close to that center guard. nudges the yellow. Oh, masses of room to spare there.
Lots of room.
So Yuzuki Morozumi having a big think about that. Let's head over to sheet B. USA against Finland, fifth end. It's Aku Kausta for Finland with the last stone.
Well, got their first win yesterday and looks like lying shot. A draw to the 4 foot. Full 4 foot needed in order to get that second point. And it's there. Will it sit? It does. It hangs around back button. So 2 for Finland. 3-1. They're into their fifth end break.
We're in the fifth end here in our featured game. How many is going to be for China?
Come off the side one right into the pocket. And actually, it may open things up and allow for a 2. If they draw down and close in the rings, could have made a deuce very difficult. Catch it a hair thinner, they get it in between, and they punch both of them out. They needed to hit the one on the button first. So they need a little thinner.
Yep, the one on the button didn't really move at all.
I don't mind the call if you have the hammer and it's your first trying to open things up a little bit. There, you had yours right behind it. It would have been very tough for China to get that second point. Now, if you would have drawn down or just corner froze that one top 4 foot, it would have made this 2 difficult. Now, you're letting China get another 2.
Yep, keeps them right on your tail to make it. 6-3 down at the moment.
And that being said, if he was a millimeter the other way, makes the shot perfectly, and we don't discuss that.
Yep, tiny, tiny margins here.
First, China's got to get this one there, as you see. Zhao Duzha, the vice skip, out to help. Got to get this one to a piece of the button.
Is this struggling? Is it struggling?
Won't be able to make it there despite the efforts of the sweepers.
So a real missed opportunity there for China. Chance to really close the gap on Japan. Not quite managing it. So it is only 6-4 after 5 as they head into the halftime break.
Well, second end, and it was a big one as Yusuke Morozumi looking to play the hit and stick, and will get a 3-ender. Jump out to an early lead. But answering right back is Team China. Zhang Jialiang, final stone. In-turn draw, what they call a free draw. Hit the rings, and better than that, comes to his own, will get there 2, tying things up after 3. But right back in the fourth end is Japan, looking to capitalize on another Chinese miss. Japanese skip Yusuke Morozumi. Short out-turn raise takeout. Score their second triple of the game. Doubles up on China. And into the fifth end break, 6-4. Japan on top.
There's the latest in the other games. Czech Republic 2, Canada 10 after 5. United States 1, Finland 3. 6 end. And so another big score. Norway 7, Scotland 2 in the 5th. Here's the stats after the first 5 ends. We know the score obviously 6-4 to Japan. 84% for me is the big one in terms of the hits, to 59% for China. Not really
Nothing there jumps out at me. That's surprising the way the game has gone, with Japan in the lead and really controlling most of the play in this game.
No stolen points.
China had that chance for the second point in the 5th end, and really because of a play by Japan, the decision there, it didn't end up costing them, but he doesn't throw his last. It is a very tough shot for 2, as opposed to the way it is right now, where it was for them. So second half, we'll see if Japan can stay aggressive defensively to keep things open. They'll try and utilize the hammer again. They've been pretty efficient with that so far in this game.
Yep, it's worked out for them. So after a quick chat with our coaches, a little bit of refreshment. Up for the second half of this game. 4 for the price of 1 in the Scotiabank Centre. Crowd enjoying all the action here. Great atmosphere for the morning draw. Maybe Wang Chinbo to get us back underway in this 6th end of our feature game at the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2015. Alison Walker, Luke Coley, bringing you live commentary here in the Scotiabank Centre in Halifax, Canada. Hope you're enjoying the action. Wherever you're watching from around the world. And what will be the words of wisdom from the Chinese coach, Luke, do you think?
I think they got to stick to their game plan, try and utilize the hammer a little better, not force Zhang Jialiang, the skip, have to make an end saver, which he's made a few times, and just execute your shots. The threes have come from misses from their side, but try and play your game, not let Japan decide how the game is going to be played. Little surprise, though, in a 2-point game, they decide to bring their first into the rings. Thought they might try and put a centerline guard up, force play to the center that way. They're going to get their way, put a centerline guard up as the corner goes out in front. Japan trying to utilize their 3 hammer to 2 advantage they have right now, trying to score in the even ends.
Yeah. The lead player is 83%, which is decent enough. Centerline guard this time.
Well, centerline guard goes out, using the corner guard for Japan. Not sharp. That one needed to be in front. You sometimes see that coming out of the from a lead in the 6th end. A little bit quicker ice surface, and Ba Duxian unable to recognize the speed there. Goes back 12 foot.
Tetsuro Shimizu, the second, 88% for tournament and for this game. Gets rid of the guard, no bother. Back to the Scotland-Norway game in the 5th end, 7-2 Norway. The commanding lead. Ewan MacDonald with his final stone for Scotland, trying to get some points on the board, trying to get themselves back into this game. What's he going to get here?
And the 2 really doesn't even, chance at 2 here doesn't hurt Norway. Is the hit and stick for Scotland, gets it to a 3-point, but they give the hammer back into the 5th end break of that game. Norway is the hammer into 6 and a 3-point lead, so still in full control of that game.
Yeah. Six for Japan here in the 6th end.
On that centerline guard, over curls, exposing that shot stone. So an opportunity here to hit in line 2 early on for Team Japan. They'll jam the back one, but still importantly where they sit. Top of the 4-foot, lying 1.
Zhao Duja, 63% in this game.
Lower numbers have really put a tough, putting a lot of pressure on his skip, and who's had some mistakes himself. So,
oh, squeezes past that, not quite.
actually touch it And will they catch their back when they won't do that?
Not going too well for Zhao Dujia.
Well, long centerline guard out in front right now. See what the game plan. I saw a little tap as the indication. Thought process, you may think, oh, I want to lie 3. But right now, you draw down to it, they can freeze and have him out. So I like this call, even if you're frozen to your own. That's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, and he's got a pretty good number for this game, has Tsuyoshi Yamaguchi, 83%.
Well, little tap. He's trying to get to the nose of that one.
And a skip could do with a good result here from Zhao Dujia. Caught the guard the last time, passed it this time.
Well, we'll tap that one back and keeps their stone in a good position. It was really important that one got, for Japan, got to the nose, because now that red stone sits in front. So peel that top one. Figuring that center line guard could hurt. Could have been a call on the last one, thinking the way it was, that it could be the danger stone.
Yep, let's just get this out the way.
And they'll just miss catching their yellow as well in the process. So shot stone Japan.
Zhang Jiliang, 73%. Had a couple of costly mistakes in this game. Still time to make up for it. Similar line.
Want to be careful where they rolled that second red stone to.
This team from China, one of 500 registered curlers in China, most in Harbin. That's where the 2 big clubs are. And the sport in China certainly boosted by hosting the Men's World Championship in Beijing last year.
And their Olympic team having a strong run.
Yep, that was the other
last
big
year,
factor.
finishing 4th. Japan not qualifying for the Olympics, making it into a tiebreaker last year at the World Championship. Would like to improve that, and always a little more on the line. Of course, just the 2 nations from the Pacific Asia region at the Worlds, and they do battle once at a World Championship every year. A lot riding on it. Last year, China getting the better of Japan, 6-4 in draw 16.
Yeah, and Yuzuki Morozumi, they're only 75% for this game, just marginally better than Zhang Jiliang.
Well, has made a couple mistakes that allowed the 2 in the third and the opportunity for 2 in the fifth. Here trying to open things up. Get 1, get 2, touch the third. Not quite.
Not far away. He's off 2 Chinese reds.
Couldn't quite pinball that top stone enough to come back. It tried.
Not a bad effort at all. Certainly clears things away a bit, opens things up.
Coming into the end, Japan wanted to make sure they scored. They didn't want to give up a steal. They wanted to try and score in the 6th end. They'll give them even 1 gives them a 3-point advantage.
Yeah, and you can see by their reaction there, pretty cool about it all.
We've seen plenty of it already. Morozumi loving the hit weight, loves to throw the takeout, can throw the draw, loves the takeout.
And by contrast, Zhang Xiaoliang.
Zhang many years as leads, so used to playing a lot of these touch finesse shots, the draws. Needs 1 right now, trying to wrap it around.
It's beginning to curl a bit now.
They wanted to make sure they get enough of it protected so you can't make that double. Like right now, Morozumi draw for 1, take a 3-point lead into 7.
Talked about Chinese curling. Well, Japanese curling is really flourishing. They've got 11 dedicated ice facilities now. Many of them in Hokkaido, in the northern island of Japan. These guys are based in the south.
Yeah, and Kariyazawa, the 6 sheets that are at that facility. You were just recently in Japan, Allison, for the Women's World Championship.
We were in Sapporo, that's in the north. And they're very serious about their curling there. So this last stone from Morozumi, just making sure, drawing for 1, and he'll be happy enough with that to give his side 7-4 lead. After 6, Japan lead the way and looking very comfortable indeed. So we're into the 7th end now of our feature game between China and Japan. 7-4 to the Japanese team. Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you live commentary on this game all the way from Halifax in Canada.
Well, goes to the back of the 12-foot. That's a mess over there, Alison.
Yep, on sheet B. John Schuster with the final stone. What's going to happen here, I wonder?
Well, he doesn't have a lot. I think it's a matter of just trying to cut a steel down. Gets to the nose of that one and moves another one away, but
it's just the one.
Oh, John just answered it there. Gives up the steal of one and trails 4-1.
Yeah, he's happy enough that there's nothing more he could have done. So there we go. It's 4-1 to Finland in that one. And I bet the Czech Republic are happy that that one is over, because they have had a heavy loss. Great victory for Canada. 11-2 really was all over by the 5th end, but had to play a minimum of 6. 11-2 the score. Canada march on.
Yeah, they got the one big 4-ender and then 2 consecutive steals of 3 on misses the Czech Republic skip. Snittle doesn't miss that much, and just an off day. So Czech Republic 2-2. Canada stays unbeaten at 4-0. The only unbeaten team. Czech Republic gets Scotland in their next game, while Canada gets Russia.
This is what we're concentrating on, though. China against Japan, and really the question is, how do China get themselves back into this? 7-4 down.
They have to try and get their opponents and the Japanese into a draw game, trying to play the quiet shots, the draw taps, the freezes.
Dushin for China.
Well, they try and get the 2 corner guards, and that one slides into the house.
Again, Badushin struggling to find the weight. One going a little bit further than they wanted, and it's going to disappear very soon.
We'll see how well Japan plays in this defense mode, playing the hit. China try and use, they have the 1 corner guard, not bad position to use. You get one out in the wings, you try and get play out to the side. Well, they hit, and they do stick around. They got to keep their shooter, but it's on the opposite side of where their corner guard is. Japan, nose hits, not bad. Just continue to remove that one. Haven't been forced to make the difficult shot or play any freezes or taps, keeping rocks around.
And if you're Japan, I guess you just keep doing the simple things, do the basics, keep doing them right, play the scoreboard. China have to make something happen. They need stones in play to do that.
Well, playing to just straight draw in behind. And that won't help the situation. If you get one buried, it's still a tough scenario. Now it can just peel the corner, making an uphill battle even steeper for themselves, just not executing the way they did last night in their win over Italy, or even in the first part of their games, yes, or early in the weekend, when they had early leads against both Canada and Norway. So we see the appeal of that. Corner guard.
It's all about the yellow stones there. On sheet D, we're going to take a look at Norway against Scotland, 7-4, 6 end. This will be Thomas Olsrud with the last stone.
They've been in a position where they score 6 in the second end. You don't have to go too aggressively to try and score your big ends. But in this scenario, as a draw for a second point after the freeze by Ewan McDonald was there, Olsrud capitalizes and another 2 points, and looking like he will get victory number 73, which would put him at the top of the list for all-time wins at a World Championship by a skip, passing Andy Capp if he can win that one against Scotland.
Yep, and that is an impressive record for sure.
A lot of consistency to win that many, and obviously in his 11th World Championship. So
Defending champion also, after winning in Beijing last year. A lot of years of trying for the world title and finally claiming it.
Well, China trying to use anything in play, hide behind that one, partially open, but enough tucked that it'll force Morozumi to play the short slash onto it, and will miss it. So got the mistake he needed. Zhang Jieliang now needs to capitalize. Decision what you do, you don't expect to see that miss from Morozumi.
Certainly not in that type of shot. Morozumi usually so accurate. He's discussing it with his vice there at the back. So, what can China make of this then? Can they take advantage?
We'll see if they try and hit and roll, separate them. Got to be careful you don't set up a double. Tough just to freeze because you could see Japan actually guard it. Need to make the hit, but at the same time, don't jam the back one, because you'd love to lie two following this stone.
He knows this is an important shot for his team.
Well, make the hit, but rolls over. He does lie too, but this tailor-made double, only worry is that jam in the back.
Yep, he knows what might have been.
Yosuke Morozumi. Make the double, avoid the jam. Nicely done.
Yep, spot on from the Japanese skip.
I think he was thinking, okay, let's throw enough weight. As he had a little speed wobble there coming out. Let's throw enough weight. Even if we do jam, we're going to roll it out and get away with it.
But the sweepers could barely keep up with that one.
Kicks that one straight over the top. So China will have to blank, and blank ends not playing into the favor of Team China.
It is the 7th end. Not too many left to make up that deficit. Last stone from Zhang Jialiang. Blanking that one and hoping for better things in the 8th end. They will have the hammer, but they are trailing still after 7. China 4, Japan 7. Welcome back to the Scotiabank Centre on the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2015. This is our featured game, and it's China against Japan, 7-4 to Japan. And we're now into the 8th end. And Japan in a really good position. China having to conjure up something in this end after blanking the 7th. So this set-up play really, really important. Wang Jingbo. The lead player for China. Really wanted this one to be a little bit further on for it to be useful. It's not too bad.
Well, some low numbers there from the Japanese lead, just 55%. Try to improve that here as they hold that 3-point lead. Wang Jingbo try and get these corner guards in position. Trying to leave them level.
Let's go to that Norway-Scotland game again. Thomas Uldred watches on as Ewan McDonald plays his last stone.
And Norway playing just keep it open, not wanting to give up the big end. Use the corner guards of Scotland, they get a 2.
So it's 9-6 now.
But that broom tap there, just a little bit there. Ewan McDonald knows he gets the 2, still in a tough position, searching for that elusive first win.
Yeah, tough all the way after that loss in the second of 6. Oh, I wonder who they are supporting.
They are happy with the score right now in our feature game, Japan leading China.
School children here, all of a nominated country. Some are supporting USA, China, Japan. All the teams out there getting a shout. And really enjoying their morning's action here at the Scotiabank Centre.
I really like the call there, using that one, moving it off the center line and getting behind over to the wings. It's in the open, but you have a stone in play. You move those around. Now there's some stones you can manipulate in the rings, and you're forcing them to peel the corner. You can go up now. If they miss this run back, you can put the corner back out.
Comparison of the 2 seconds. And well, that tells its own story. Huge difference there.
Thought this position would be key coming into the game, and it sort of tells the story. Peel made. We'll see. China guard up their stone on the side, make a play at those other ones later on, waste some stones. China's team last year, obviously Zhang Jiliang was the lead of that team. They finished 6th at the World Championship, just behind this Japanese squad, but they beat them in round robin play.
So they re-establish that guard.
I like that. You saw something from the hack. You see, I'm going to go down. I want to take a look at it, make sure we're all on the same page. And I always want to think about making the shot, but this is one, if you're going to miss it, you want to miss it and touching the, wrecking on the guard, not missing everything altogether.
Miss it the right way, if there is a right way.
Well, see if the sweepers can get it by.
Ooh.
Great scrub, get that one by and roll out. So there's nothing for China to use.
Yep, just how close was that, I wonder. That guard.
Well, Shimizu Morizumi earned their keep right there. Look at them right down on it, getting by the guard. And make the hit. Very nice.
Is that the closest one we've seen, I wonder?
It's right up there. That a great team shot. The deliver, or the thrower, the great sweeping, and a good line call by Yusuke Morizumi. Now China trying to replace it. Use the guard. Another good team shot, including the person throwing, coming out and sweeping their own rock. Zhao Dujia out there, joins his front end. Wang Qinbao and Ba Duxin. The team up to sweep that one into the top of the 12-foot. Well, trying to have enough to punch that one out. Didn't have far to go. Good pair there from the Japanese third.
Yep, and you can tell by the body language which team's the happier. Plenty of smiles in Team Japan. 3 yellows in the house. Zhao Dujia.
Very smart call and able to make the roll. They've got a few mistakes in trying to force Japan to make these shots.
Yep,
Short
nice,
little raise is the call now.
nice shot from Zhao Dujia.
Well, Yusuke Morozumi is looking to improve on his placing last year in his 4th trip to the World Championship. Man, nicely done. Just like that, bang, bang, go that red stone. And it's going to need to, if you're China, use your skip stones, try and set up a deuce.
They really could do with a couple of shots here. Team China. Those yellows there. And the one red guard.
这都能赢了，就像我那把投那个还是1把1把那个差不多的投，再小一点。不是，是小山，是大我。那个虽说很难，但是那个是唯独一个能打出2分的。对。我那个从哪？不是从这儿吧，稍微来一点，这个吧。你那个停这儿了，时间不够用。你那停这儿了，你现在要往这儿投，现在线路正好过来。 那个还下线擦了，就这个线路，因为距离比较远。
Comparison of the skips there.
And it is advantage for the Chinese skip, but it's the shots that have been missed and how they've been missed. The complete misses by Zhang and a couple ends have allowed the threes, and they've been in chase position ever since.
Really, right from that second end. Japan scored that 3. However, they conjure up a couple of here, a couple of stones, a couple of points. Still all to play for. Really is up to the skip now. Zhang Jialiang.
Well, they try and get around, and they just touch that one. They could just straighten it up a little bit.
Over on sheet B, it's the USA against Finland. 8th end now. 4-2 to the Finns. And they have the last stone here.
Well, picks that one clean, and 2 more for Finland. Not looking good for the US, losing last night. Trying to avoid dropping to 1 and 3.
So in a nice position, Team Finland. And it's China who are chasing here in our featured game. 7-4 down.
And these are shots that Yusuke Morozumi has been a little loose on. Allowed the shot to be missed. Keep this one around. Just peel it out. You have multiple counters. And force China to take their 1. And nicely done. There, good clean throw. In-turn peel. Removes that stone out of the rings.
Yeah, Japan playing very much within themselves, looking very comfortable.
They'll be very happy with a 2-point lead and the hammer heading to the 9th end.
Zhang Jialiang with the last stone.
Needs a piece of the 4-foot or better. Should see just over 14 seconds, hog to hog. be pretty close.
14秒05。
It's looking fine, and it is. So they do get one to make it 7-5, but advantage still very much with Team Japan. They go into the 9th end with a 2-shot lead and with the hammer.
Sounds good. I think if he makes this, it's probably done.
Welcome back to the Scotiabank Centre and our live coverage of the Ford World Men's Curling Championship 2015. We're focusing on China against Japan, 7-5. The 9th end, Alison Walker and Luke Coley bringing you live commentary on this game that China have been chasing most of the game. And have it all to do in this 9th end here.
Well, they're trying to get the high centerline guard.
Well, now the game has finished. It is victory for Thomas Ulsrud and Norway, 11-6 over Scotland. Another win for them, and a hugely significant one for Ulsrud, Luke.
Yeah, Thomas Ulsrud now, we can say, is the all-time winningest skip in World Championship history. That is victory number 73, so congratulations to him and all of his teammates throughout the years. His 11th trip here, win number 73, that just passed Andy Kapp of Germany. That is very impressive.
And it's not over yet for him. He's going to add to that tally.
Hopefully, as he's hoping, many more. It would include a win to finish the week here. Come next Sunday is what they're looking for.
Yep. And
As world champion.
A couple of photographs with some fans there at the side of the arena with that game being over.
Yeah, a lot of the school kids, they see the bright, the loud pants that they wear and want to get a photo with them, and who wouldn't? They'll look back and say, wonder if they realize they're getting a photo with the all-time winningest skip at a World Championship.
Team China on the back foot though here in our featured game. Two games left in this draw. USA, Finland, and China, Japan.
Japan is in a very nice spot here. They have the lead, they have the hammer. See how they go about it. China put the two centerline guards, no surprise, trying to steal. You're gonna have to go steal, 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 or try and steal two in one of these ends. First one a little deep for Japan, and not a good pair there by the Japanese lead, Kosuke Morizumi. Both deep, both behind the tee line. Poor rock placement early by the Japanese side.
Dushin for China.
6、7、8、7、8。
Still early, but struggling in this one, and his team trailing in the game. Played well last night, and he won.
放到底。
As I tap that one back a little further. Time to clear up the front. Well, little angle here. And just misses that second guard. So just the one.
OK。 6、7、1、7、8、7、7、7、8。我在这小。好。快点 go， 快点 go。好。好好好。快点 go。到你上去，好。
Well, trying to use that guard they have in front. Their stones in front of the T-line. They can be used to their advantage.
价格，这面稍微缩一点，这面稍微滑一点。
See how aggressively they try and run this one into the pack, or if they just play the straight peel. It looks like just the straight peel. Trying to force Japan to throw these peels, waste a few stones, get rid of the front. Now it looks like run this one into the pack. Even if they lose a couple of theirs behind the T-line, it'd be a better position. Look over Finland, USA. US trying to cut into that 4-point deficit. And it looks like John Schuster have a chance to play the in-turn draw for two. So John Schuster, his final stone.
Gives a little less, but
Just needs 8 foot or better in order to get that second point, make it 6-4 into the 10th end. Cut into it a bit, give himself a chance. He's played 2 extra end games already. As that one will come to rest nicely in there, so we'll get there too. 6-4 as they head to 10. Centerline guard in our feature game, China and Japan. Wow, they're by the front trying to get down to shot. Stone, very nice. Realizing they needed to get rid of one, there's Chinese Stone's in too good of a position, and big sweep.
So skip stones, Zhang Xiaoliang.
Now has the guard to use. He's got Japan in a position where they have to play those quiet shots and has some guards, has some stones in the rings. Trying to steal.
Something he hasn't managed to do the whole game. Now's the time though.
Has that stone behind the tee line. They can freeze too. Very nice, right to the button. Needed to get in there for a shot. Broom didn't waste any time going down for Morizumi. I don't think this rock's going to take much time coming down.
No. He loves these types of shots.
Very proficient at them. Has been very accurate.
Every player goes through their own routine here, leading up to delivery. Everyone different. That's the line.
Wants to hit about where the broom is on that stone. Get rid of it. And they're back yellow. Well, first get past the guard. Now the one. And they'll tick that red over. May not seem like much, but now that they touched that red stone, before they had a slash if this stone got hooked around by on China's last. Look here at this one. Look how quick this one coming down, touches it, and still have enough to push that red over.
And they're enjoying watching that
Saying
one.
hello to everyone back home. Big smiles, the sweepers. They're allowed to do that with that one they prefer. They were just lightly going on it.
Smiles all around.
A lot of reason for that. We'll see where this one goes for the Zhang Jialiang. If that red one wasn't touched, there would be a raise option. Now, this one is in behind. It could be very tough to remove.
Yep, there you can see it. So this is his last stone.
Really got to go try to get it there as it is over curling.
It's going to clip that other red.
And it will be a shot for two now for Japan.
Yep.
I think they were looking at trying to bring that back yellow into play, but no need to do any of that with a 2-point lead already. things could go wrong doing that. Draw, get your second point.
Keep it simple.
Even if you score one, you're still a 3-point lead into the 10th end.
ラインはちょっとね、もしかしたら一回落ちるかもしれないから、ラインは落ちるかもしれないから、ちょっと待ってほしい。まあウェイトがなければ変えちゃっていいと思う。
So final stone of this 9th end, as you can see.
So 4 foot's what's needed for Morozumi. Anywhere 14 to 15 seconds should be pretty close. Well, weight coming down on that late in the game, just under 14 seconds.
Yep, so they do get their juice. And really 9-5.
And there are handshakes now as
And yep, they're
gloves
leaving it
come
there.
off.
Too much Team China feel for them to do in the 10th end, and it is a very, very good victory for Team Japan. Absolutely delighted with that, and they played well throughout. Were comfortable, and definitely the dominant team. Look.
Well, final game still going on. USA Finland. There's a look at the line score, and Finland with the hammer and a 2-point lead in this 10th end. We're in skip stones and discussion for the US.
He still only has to 8 foot and he gets a practice draw. We have to go here. This is easier. Just to go here, Matt. Because he plays the double, goes stack, stack. We get to throw a second one here. Now he has to draw the 1 foot. We have to draw right now. Otherwise, all he has to do is hit 8 foot if we throw a guard. All right. So. Get.
Back four is his ideal.
Yeah. Where's full back button? Bite the back button in the back four.
Well, John just hoping to try and force Akukosta
Bite in the back four kind of thing.
To throw his final stone against what would be the tying or even potentially winning points in the house. Looking to go back 4 foot. Has one top 12, one back 12. There's the numbers, 86% on his draws, 75 on his hits.
Line's good. Yep.
Line's good.
Room. Yeah.
Just play weight.
Back 4 foot. Back 4.
Line's good. Yep.
Hard.
Yep. Hard.
Hard. Full back 4. Go.
Landsteiner trying to get it around, can't get past the front.
Just here. I just don't get it. They're saying 6-7 out of hand and not
Yeah,
sweeping.
it's just not that much weight.
But they're not sweeping though.
Yeah.
Aavistuksen ulkopuolella, 3-4 saa. Eiks niin?
Yeah.
Well, Finland and Aku Kaust.
Se on reilusti paksu puolikas.
Looking to try and get those top 2 and at most then be throwing against 2 on his last. And he can throw the hit as opposed to maybe having to throw a draw. Get rid of 2 would be ideal here for the Finnish skip. Well, trying to get 2 and goes in between. Still could be facing 3 now as he goes between the 2. Aku Koste.
Parempi kuin toi takatyy. Oli sit reikä olemas kuitenkin.
Oli siis, mä sanoin, tosi vaikea. Are we set? Wait, let's make sure that we're third.
We'll see how closely this one is to catching either of them. Just misses the top one and then by the back one. So USA will call their timeout.
I think it's them.
Yeah, it is. So, I mean, then we got to play this, right?
Yeah.
We're
Even if he noses that, he's still good.
right. So even if we just shy roll it, right?
Yeah.
They're gonna have to stay with
That's
this
the
one.
only spot you can go to. Okay.
It's them for sure. Hey?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It's really close though. Super close.
Well, there's
Yeah.
Pete Fenson.
Still no shot.
coach to come out there.
No. I think it's them though, and if there's any chance that it's them, then we probably have to. Yeah. Yeah. Then we have to. Yeah. Yeah, we're just thinking about trying to roll it to like right here. Then he has to hit this rock, right? Because this one could potentially stack and leave a shot. So I think we try to roll it right back to our game.
I'm pretty sure they're count.
Yeah, I am too. No, I'll leave him. So
If it's angled just to here, at least if he hangs it a touch, he might be
stack
able
it
to
could roll out, or if we don't quite roll it, this could. Yeah. So. Okay. Well, we have to hit it.
We're pretty sure it's them. Yep.
Yep. Yeah. We're just calling it for time mainly, anyways. Super close. All right.
You gotta throw it kind of
No.
for dead roll.
Yeah, we do. Yep. So, firm center rock.
Okay.
I don't imagine it's gonna go jump.
Well,
on
Pete
us.
Fenson comes out, and it was to get a good look, but they're all on the same page here of what they're looking for.
I don't think dead above it's the end of the world, honestly. So I gotta throw firm to keep it high, though. So. No. I just like rolling edge to edge with it, honestly.
Well, that's where they want to get it. Now it's the execution for the U.S. skip, John Schuster.
Oh. Whoa. Whoa.
Wants to lie three.
Anything.
Anything? Ah, sorry, guys.
And will nose hit it so they can hit the one in the top of the forefoot, stick around, and pick up the victory. All the discussion, and they don't get the result and the execution that they were looking for.
suoraan tullut tossa noin.
So final stone here, 10th end. Finland looking to try and even the record at 2-2. Make the nose hit. Just a light clean from the sweepers. I'll guide that one in, get their one, and a victory for Finland. They knock the U.S. off, drops the U.S. to 1-3. Finland wins, moves to 2-2, as it is a 7-4 Finland final, as that is the final game for Draw 6 here from Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Still plenty more to come. Well, back our feature game highlights China-Japan 4th end. And after a flash by Zhang Jialiang, the Chinese skip, it is Yusuke Morizumi. But just a short little raise takeout in order to try and get his 3 and his second 3 of the game. Took the lead with that one. 5th end trying to bounce back and get 2 of their own. Zhang Jialiang, the outturn draw, needs the 4-foot to get that extra point. And a big sweep. Zhang Dujia out to help with this Chinese team, but it won't get there. Just to the 8-foot, only one for China. Can't answer back, just the single. And in the 9th, after a draw came up short by the Chinese skip, it is Yusuke Morizumi looking to draw for 2, take a 4-point lead, and he is perfect, right to the tee line in the 4-foot. Handshakes come out. It's a victory for Japan. They knock off China 9-5 to improve their record at the World Championship. On the scores from the other games going on, finished off in this draw as it is 11-2. Canada runs away against the Czech Republic, while in Sheet B you saw it, Finland beats the U.S. 7-4, and Norway, Thomas Ulsrud gets win number 73, all-time winningest skip, knocking off Scotland. Look at the early standings as we are on day 3 of competition. After session 6, Canada only unbeaten at 4-0, then Japan and Norway at 3-1. Italy, Switzerland 2-1 had the morning off, followed by the Czech Republic at 2-2. And they joined Finland with that same record, while Russia and Sweden 1-2, China, the US at 1-3, and Scotland still looking for their first win.
Congratulations on the win. How do you feel?
おめでとうございます。どんな気分ですか？
まずは中国との戦いはパシフィックで決勝で負けていたので、すごく勝てて嬉しいです。
We played against China in final of PACC, and it's rematch. We lost at final against China PACC, but this one is rematch, and we won. It's our pleasure.
And what is the expectation of Team Japan for this championship? What do you want to achieve?
Expectation.
How far can you get?
この大会でどこまでいけると考えていますか？
僕たちは目標が決勝トーナメントに残って、メダルを取るというような目標を持ってやってますので、そこに向かって頑張りたいと思います。
We'd like to go to the top 4 and qualifying and go to the medal.
Do you think you are playing well enough to do that?
今のプレーに満足していますか？
チームメイトすごくよく投げてくれてますし、このままいけば 順調に勝てると思います。
Teammates are throwing good, and if we keep it going, we can win more and more.
Congratulations on the win. Well done.
Thank you.
In Japan, they're at 3-1. As we continue our coverage here for the entire crew, Allison Walker and myself, Luke Coley, thanks for tuning in. Live coverage of the 2015 Ford World Men's Curling Championship.